Mr. Kamal Singh Butler, please join us on the stage. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Professor Raj, may we request you to please join us on the stage.
Okay.
From New Jersey, Ministry of Community, Century.
Welcome, President, please. Little valley.
Yeah, across the good Peterview Bridge, which is documented.
Vidya dadati vinyam, vinyat yati patratamam, patra tattva dhanam apnoti, dhana dharmam tatha sukham. Education imparts humility. Humility leads to worthiness. Worthiness brings prosperity, and prosperity inspires righteousness. And from that comes lasting happiness. A very warm welcome to everyone gathered here and to all those joining us virtually from different parts of the world. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is my immense pleasure and honor to welcome you all to the 8th International Conference on Engineering, Technology and Management, ICETM 2026, second IEEE edition.
Respected dignitaries, honorable guests, esteemed delegates, distinguished speakers, industry experts, faculty members, researchers, students, and friends from across the world. A very warm and heartfelt welcome to all of you to this International Conference on Engineering, Technology and Management, ICETM 2026 at the Amity campus, Long Island, New York. We welcome you all here in this campus. You will be very happy few researchers are sitting here. We have been doing research paper presentations since morning. Many number of presentations have already done. We are still lined up with many presentations. We are so happy that you are here in this conference. Today marks more than the inauguration of an academic conference. It is marked the coming together of ideas, aspirations, innovation, and international collaboration under one global platform. It is truly inspiring to witness such an extraordinary gathering of intellectual leaders, innovators, and changemakers who are shaping the future of industry, education, technology, and above all, the society. As we are here in New York, we are reminded that education today has no boundaries. Research, innovation, knowledge sharing are global responsibilities. The conference, like ICETM, creates opportunity for collective address and challenge the possibility of the future. We are so happy that you all are here and we are celebrating the innovation and research together here on this campus. The conference reflects Amity's continuous commitment to academic excellence, global engagement, interdisciplinary research, and meaningful industry-academia collaboration. Through this research, we'll take you to the session. Before this, maybe request Ms. Savita Arora, who's the Vice President of this campus, who's taking care of operations of this campus, maybe request her to please deliver a welcome address.
Distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, industry leaders, academicians, and dear participants. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the beautiful 170-acre waterfront campus of Amity University, New York for the International Conference on Engineering, Technology, and Management. The campus, which is now is a house for a premium boarding school, UK premium boarding school, Harrow International. It is a matter of immense pride and privilege for us to host this distinguished gathering of global thought leaders, innovators, researchers, and policymakers who are shaping the future of engineering, technology, management, and innovation. This conference serves as a dynamic platform to exchange ideas, foster collaborations, and discuss emerging trends that are redefining industries and societies across the world. Your presence here today reflects a shared commitment to academic excellence, innovation, and global progress. We're especially honored to welcome our distinguished guests, keynote speakers, and awardees whose remarkable achievements continue to inspire future generations. A special and heartfelt welcome to our Group Vice Chancellor, Dr. Gurinder Singh. Dr. Singh, your tireless dedication and passion for creating international opportunities for Amity students continue to inspire us all. Under your leadership, the international affairs team, such as including Dr. Meghna Sharma, Dr. Maru, Dr. Amrish Chaube, and I'm sure I'm missing a lot of names, continues to strengthen Amity's global presence and academic partnerships. Everyone at Amity remains committed to one vision: the inspiring vision of our Honorable Founder President Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, whose leadership, values, and commitment to nation building through education continue to guide and motivate all of us. He has taught us to never settle for anything less than excellence. We could not have achieved excellence across all Amity institutions without the constant guidance and encouragement and mentorship of Honorable Chancellors Dr. Atul Chauhan and Dr. Asim Chauhan and trustees. It is due to their global outlook and relentless efforts that Amity has reached remarkable heights, emerged as a globally respected institution of excellence in education, research, innovation, and continues to achieve historic milestones. On behalf of Amity Education Group, we extend our heartfelt welcome to all of you for joining us and contributing to the success of this global academic platform. Looking forward to insightful discussions, meaningful networking, productive collaborations, and a truly enriching experience throughout the rest of the day. Thank you once again for your gracious presence. This campus is your campus, and we will always be delighted and honored to welcome you again in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Arora, for your welcome address. May we now request our Group Vice Chancellor, please come for the introduction, sharing the introduction of the theme and the welcome address. We would like to take you to a very, very short bio sketch of Group Vice Chancellor, sir.
Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh, sir, is the Vice Chancellor of Amity Universities and Director General of Amity International Business School. Sir has extensive experience of more than 30 years in institutional building, teaching, consultancy, research, and industry. A renowned scholar and academician in the area of international business, he holds a prestigious doctorate in the area along with a postgraduate degree from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, where he illustriously taught with 7 merits. He holds the distinction of being the youngest founder pro vice chancellor of Amity University for 2 terms, and the founder director general of Amity International Business School and the founder CEO of Association of International Business London. He has been instrumental in establishing various Amity campuses abroad, including at London, USA, Mauritius, Australia, Tashkent, and other parts of the world. Over to you, sir.
I think the best introduction is that I am an ambassador of Amity, and wherever I go, I represent our honorable founder, our chancellors, our trustees, and more importantly, all students who are present here and researchers who are joining us from across the world. Give a huge applause to everyone who's present here. A huge one. Amity Education Group, about which our very able Vice President Savita ji was talking about, And since morning, all of you are being a part of the wonderful presentations which are happening. And we are extremely, extremely thankful to IEEE for helping us, for strengthening a bond between Asia and America. And I have been given to understand that we are the first education group from Asia who were able to get the approval from the IEEE to host this conference. But extremely grateful to IEEE for giving the approval and hosting it on a wonderful campus in Long Island. Amity Education Group is a brainchild of our founder who is watching you live. It is quite late in Asia and in India, but I can very well understand the kind of energy he brings in. Uh, uh, it was his brainchild that we should be able to create education institutions across the globe after spending more than 3 decades in Europe. When he came back to Asia, his vision was very clear that we want to create institutions, we want to create universities, we want to create schools which can make a meaningful difference into the life of hundreds and thousands of people. Today, if you look at the Harrow School, which is here, or if you look at the 16 universities and institutions which we have been able to create across the globe, you will find that the vision of our founder, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, was a great vision which he thought that he should be able to implement. And then the leadership was given to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan, who also happens to be the chairman of the Harrow Schools and himself is a product of London School of Economics, University College London. And we say the brain behind the education group, Dr. Aseem Chauhan, who is another chancellor, who looks after the operations of US campuses. And all of us, along with the trustees and 16 vice chancellors, more than 29 director journals, and me as a group vice chancellor, all of us, we have one dream to fulfill the vision of our founder, that we should be able to create education which can bring a difference into the life of those who matter to us, students. So whatever we do, it is research driven. Whatever we do is innovation driven. Whatever we do is related with the industry. And extremely, extremely thankful that this conference is being supported by the industry. And as a part of the number of initiatives we have taken, we always wanted that we should be able to work very closely with some of the top brands of the world, who should be able to guide us, who should be able to put energy in the students, and can see a lot of students from a study abroad program from India and also from other parts of the world who have joined. Believe me that you are not only the ambassadors of the universities and institutions you are representing, but by being a part of this conference, the kind of exposure you will get, it will be tremendous. I can see Mr. Harshal Goyal, Managing Director of the Goldman Sachs. Give a huge applause to him. I think he is not only the household name in the investment banking and in the banking industry, but he is also the one who has contributed most significantly in mentoring the students. And while we were looking at the profile of the people at whom we should be awarding in this conference, who have brought innovation, who have brought research, we couldn't think of someone better than Mr. Harshal Goyal to be invited and then speak in this conference. Very honored with your presence. Give a huge applause once again to him. Equally honored with Mr. Vinash Suninka, Managing Director of Ernst & Young in US, uh, and with the presence of Mr. Paul Gulash, who is the Senior Vice President, TOEFL, GRE, and ETS, with both Ernst & Young and with TOEFL and GRE, ETS. We are taking some bold initiatives in India. We are amongst the very few players who have brought the ETS and MET brands together. And then we are planning that we should bring more innovations. We were discussing the business models on which we can work together. But I think that in the times to come, not only the size, we want to bring number of innovations through which the TOEFL and GRE examinations are being conducted. Our scholars and our academicians, they are working on it, that how the test centers should be devised. But very honored with your presence. Also with the Ernst & Young, we have got a long association. Number of our students. They have been working, one of whom is sitting here, is doing an internship there with Ernest & Young. We're very happy that we have got their support. Please give a huge applause to both of them. Equally honored to have Professor Sanjeev Khagram, who is a visiting professor at Stanford and a former Director General of Thunderbird Business School at Arizona, and one of the players, most respected players, who has been working on sustainability and on the artificial intelligence, which is one of the core areas which we are focusing on in this conference. And I think, Dr. Sanjeev, we know you from many decades. Your contribution in the area of international business is noteworthy. I remember that when I was very young, I'm not old today, but when I was very young, our chancellor coming and telling me that if you need to create something in the area of international business, then go to Thunderbird Business School. I remember visiting it in 1999, and what I saw was amazing. Quite a few best practices we have brought and we have imbibed in Amity. They are based on the international business initiatives which the Thunderbird Business School has taken, but so proud to have you with us. Dr. Sanjeev has opened more than 4 or 5 companies in India, is the mentor to many companies, and one of the most sought of professors at Stanford, but very honored with your presence. Give a huge applause to him. One person for whom our heart goes is Professor Udit Sharma, who is the chair of IEEE Long Island section, one of the most respected persons. Please join us. One of the most respected professionals from IBM, getting approval from IEEE, especially in US, is not very easy. If I'll not say very tough, but not very easy. It takes almost 2 years of preparation. It requires a lot of research work. Please join us. You can join us, Professor. And last year, we did it in New Jersey, but very honored, Mr. Sharma, that being one of the experts from IBM, and he spoke about that how industry and universities can come together. And this is what the passion of MIT is all about. We really want to work with the industry, and especially the kind of innovations you are doing in IBM. We want that our students who are joining us from across the globe, this is being watched by hundreds and thousands of the students. It's on YouTube. All vice chancellors, deans, they're watching it live. But very honored that you not only gave us the approval, but we became the first university, correct me if we are wrong, we became the first university, yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. So we became the first university who got this approval, and a very prestigious conference we are organizing it here. I'm also very honored to have a number of researchers from across the globe who are giving presentations since morning. And Savitaji, thank you so much for arranging the venue, wonderful venue. And then this is another one. We took you to the One Mason, and then this is another venue. We thought that maybe that we will be able to give you a taste of this auditorium also. But very honored to have all of you who are traveling from across the globe, quite senior people from the various universities from India, from Brazil, from Europe. They are here presenting their papers. Thank you so very much for participating. Also, want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Ashu Chahal, Mr. Dilip Venkatraman. Mr. Ashu Chahal is the chairman and managing director of H India. Mr. Dilip Venkatraman, CXO of Fractional Multiple Organization. Dr. Marvin, president of Pace University. Again, Dr. Marvin, we know you as a person who is one of the most respected person in the area of academics. And I got an opportunity to speak to you for a few minutes, but I was very impressed, especially the way you take the life lessons, and you give the life lessons to the others. Give a huge applause to him. Dr. Kamal Singh Batla, Managing Director of the Maestro Technologies, Mr. Christopher, who is online, who is a Vice Provost of the University of Buffalo. We work very closely with them. Uh, Also acknowledging the presence of Professor Charles Rubiston, Chair of the Region 1 and 2 of IEEE. Thank you so much for joining. Mr. Kirti Dikshit, Area Chair of IEEE. Dr. Sai, Section Conference Chairman of APS and MTTS Chapter of IEEE Long Island. Uh, uh, Ms. Rhonda Green, former chair. Last year, she was chairing the conference. Our regards to her for supporting and then giving the able leadership in the hands of Mr. Sharma now. Professor Andrew, who's the Vice Chair of Robotics. I think that all of you who are present here, you are not only good friends of MIT, but have also helped us to grow and to add a lot of value into the into the academic systems. I also want to acknowledge our friends from Shorelight, because I think it was Mr. Tom. I remember 11 years back when we met, and then this campus was being conceptualized. He was the one who came out, and great to see the two of our friends, Professor Bill and another colleague joining us. Give a huge applause to them also. Keep on coming. Today, MIT is one of the largest education groups of the world. In America, we have collaborations with the number of universities. We are working very, very closely with some of the top brands, but I think that most importantly, the vision of the entire foundation has been to focus on research and to contribute most significantly in the area where other universities have not been able to focus on. I think that in this conference, I was given to understand that more than 540 papers we were able to receive, out of which only 20% we were able to shortlist, and then very few we gave a chance to be presenting in the conference. So those who are presenting, our congratulations to them. But our focus has been that to the students from across the globe, we should be creating a model which should be focusing on Industry 5.0, around which the entire conference is focusing on. We have seen number of revolutions in the past. The first revolution we saw was industrial revolution, through which we saw UK becoming a superpower. Then we saw another revolution where we saw America becoming a superpower, which was based on computerization, which was on technology. Then we saw AI revolution. But I think that on the Industry 5.0, where the universities and industry, they are focusing quite a lot on number of innovations they are bringing in. MIT is trying to more focus on society, to more focus on sustainability and bringing industry closer to the people for whom we are working on. We have been joined by our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Aseem Chauhan, who has been working day and night for expanding our horizons. I know that he was in Germany a few days back, just 2 days back, when we spoke today in the morning. Since morning, he was looking at each and every aspect, all the presentations which you were giving. You were making notes, and with lot of hard work, I think that we can see that results of what we are doing in United States of America. Large number of students today, they are part of the Ivy Leagues. I feel so proud to share with you the number of students from MIT. They are now a part of Stanford, including the daughter of our honorable chancellors. Also, quite a few of them, they are the part of some of the universities in UK, top universities, Russell Group universities, Group 8 universities. You were talking about that, what is this New Colombo plan? We became the first university in India who were able to host 300 students from Australia, from Monash University last year under the New Colombo plan. This year again, about 407, they are joining us. Similarly, in UK, we are the largest contributor where the students under the Ukarian Turing scheme, They become a part of our ecosystem. In US, we are expanding. We want to take your help. We want to take a help of IEEE. We want to take help of all those who are present here. But at MIT, we do short duration programs, we do e-learning programs, we create industry-specific programs with you, with IEEE, and with IBM, and with Goldman Sachs, with Ernst & Young, and many others who are present here or who are listening us. We want to create programs which are industry-specific, which can transform the life of the students, but really honored. I have a very little time, about 10 minutes were given. I've already consumed 9. But from the bottom of our heart, on behalf of our founder, on behalf of chancellors, trustees, on my own behalf, and on behalf of all vice chancellors who are watching you live, we really bow in front of all of you. Keep coming, keep blessing, and we are trying that we should be able to contribute most meaningfully into the life of each one of you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, sir. When you speak, we all are in trance. We know the kind of roadmap that you have given us to work on. And ladies and gentlemen, this was our Group Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh, sir, who dedicated towards strengthening international collaboration and academic partnership and has been instrumental in bringing this global conference in life for which we all are together here. We are very happy and proud to see our Honorable Chancellor there online. So we are so happy that you were able to join. We understand your engagement and the time difference that you are in currently, but we are so proud that you have joined. We very quickly we introduce our chancellor to everybody, and this is not to honor sir, but to honor ourselves. We want to express our deep appreciation to our visionary chancellor who has joined, whose dynamic leadership, global perspective, and relentless pursuit of excellence have elevated MIT to international recognition and remarkable heights to education, innovation, and research. So we are so happy. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. And I am absolutely delighted to join all of you, albeit online, those who are present at the beautiful Amity campus on Long Island. I welcome you. You must have seen what a lovely venue it is, and you are sitting in the historical Centennial Hall, a place that has been there for a very long time, a historical part not only of Long Island, but the educational ecosystem in the northeast of the US. Dr. Gurinder Singh, I was so happy to hear your words. You are a great dynamic leader, and you have once again brought together a galaxy of brains and minds from different fields, may it be the business world. And I was really looking at the kind of people who have come from academia, from research, and then, of course, our students. If I have one request, maybe one of the comparers or Savita, is it possible for someone just to turn the camera so I can just see the audience once as well? Because I just would like to, is there anyone who can just turn the stage camera once 180 degrees? Because if they are students, then for me, the greatest joy is always to be able to see my students. And I do believe that there would be many in the hall. We are so grateful for our partnership with IEEE. With IEEE, we would have done thousands and thousands of publications in frontier areas of science and technology and engineering. We have a partnership with IEEE all over the world, not only in Asia, but also in Europe. And I'm so happy that representatives from North America and Long Island itself are present at the conference. Your time and your commitment to this partnership is very important to us, and we commit to you that our students, our scientists, our researchers will continue to bring the best and produce cutting-edge development of knowledge to make the world a better place. Yeah, so now from Dr. Anand Jaiswal's camera, I can see, can you tilt it downwards? If you can just tilt the camera downwards. Okay, wonderful, great. And I think I am seeing a number of our students there who are there. So I'm recalling seeing my students, in particular, a telephone call that Dr. Gurinder Singh and I got about 28 years ago. I was working in New York, in Manhattan, in private equity. very early in my career after having studied at the University of Pennsylvania. And I was at that time in venture capital and leverage buyouts. And Dr. Gurinder Singh was visiting New York, and we were sitting in my apartment. And we got a telephone call from our founder president, Dr. Ashok Chauhanji, who is, of course, the architect of modern Indian education. And who was always envisioned that can we have better learning through travel, who after 30 years in Germany felt that when you can be multicultural, when you can be a true global citizen, that is when you can unleash your true potential. And on that telephone call, he said, um, there's a message from Professor Sanjeev Kagram that he may have to disconnect. We will allow him to say a few words before he does. On that call, founder president said, can you think of a campus in New York? And Dr. Gurinder Singh and I were looking at each other's faces. And at that time, it was almost impossible to have this vision of an Indian group having an educational and research campus in the United States, let alone in the greater New York area. But it shows the great vision behind the Amity Group, that the leaders of Amity and our founder have been decades ahead of their time to think of having private university in a non-profit foundation in India before anyone had conceived of that idea was cutting edge. But then to think, should we replicate this across the nation at now 13 universities to be able to provide access and equity was absolutely novel. And then to say, can private universities contribute to cutting edge research and innovation before really anyone was doing it in India was absolutely revolutionary. And then to have the dream that can we take Indian education and minds from India all over the world. And now we have campuses across the Middle East, in Dubai, and 5 schools, in Singapore, in Uzbekistan, in Amsterdam, in London. We are present in 42 African countries with campuses in Mauritius and South Africa and Kenya, in San Francisco, and of course the very beautiful presence in Long Island, where we are now running the very famous Harrow School, which many of you know is a 450-year-old prestigious institution in the United Kingdom. So the dream that an Indian group can partner with a UK household name of the highest prestige and bring it to not only India, but to New York is something which, again, I would say is revolutionary. And that is at Amity what we like to do. And we can only think and dream of these things because we have good partners. And we strongly believe that with the power of collaboration, when you hold hands with people who are better than you and smarter than you and more experienced than you, then together we can do miracles. And time and again, in my experience, it is that when we have collaborated, and we collaborate with so many of you, we can do better things. Professor Kagram, Sanjeev Kagram, before you go, would you be able to say just 1 or 2 lines? It would be a pleasure just to hear your voice.
Well, I feel very apologetic, Chancellor, to interrupt your remarks. Let me just say, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor Singh, the entire leadership of Amity, I've watched the incredible growth, expansion, transformation of the group from its very early beginnings. And no one could be more prouder and impressed and full of respect and hope for the future as Amity continues to grow in its incredible vision and mission of inclusion, innovation, and impact, bringing the world together in these very difficult times. As Professor Singh said, at the same time that we have this tendency right now within countries and across countries to tear ourselves apart, education, technology, innovation, this is what will bring us together and take us forward. And it is incredible institutions like Amity that are leading the way. I just want to commit whatever humble talents and capabilities I have to support Amity's incredible mission. For a poor refugee from Idi Amin's Uganda, having been in refugee camps for 5 years and been lucky enough to get a full ride scholarship to Stanford to do all my degrees at this incredible institution, and then have an incredible career in academics and a wonderful career in the real world, in entrepreneurship and global policy, education is transformative, and Amity is truly a role model, not only for now, but for the future, bringing not only our great countries of India and Uganda and the United States together, but the world. So thank you so much for your leadership, for all that you do. And as I said, anything that I can do in my own small and humble ways, you have my full confidence and full commitment. Also want to say to the wonderful colleagues, distinguished guests, and especially the students, I'm grateful for all of your work, and the students especially. Know that the future is bright because of you. Thank you so much, Chancellor.
Thank you, Mr. Kagra. I'm very grateful for your time and your presence. Thank you. We have, Dr. Singh, we have a large number of very eminent speakers here with us today. I will just pause, and the few minutes I would have further spoken, I would like to give to Dr. Sandeep Mittal. Dr. Sandeep has recently become an important part of the Amity universe. He is a renowned scientist, a researcher, and he has taken over the responsibility for the Amity Global Research Hub that we are coordinating from Long Island. Really a fulcrum to connect scientists from the United States, from India, and all over the world to see how we can help solve the greatest problems in society. Dr. Sandeep Mittal is based in the Northeast, very nearby the campus, actually, just a short driving distance. So, Dr. Mittal, first of all, this is your first public appearance. We were in India together just a few days ago, but I called you and you said, of course, I would like to join. So we are proud of you. If you can just share a little bit about yourself, the vision for the Amity Global Research Hub, how we can connect so many minds and ideas for projects, for patents, for research, publications, and really solutions for a better world. If you can please, Professor Mittal, give your remarks. Thank you.
First of all, thank you, Dr. Asim Chauhan. It's my honor and privilege for these introductions to this amazing, distinct crowd from interdisciplinary background. Thank you to Ms. Sveta Arora and Professor Jaswinder to be invite me in this wonderful gathering. Very brief about my background is I'm a biomedical scientist who have more than decades of clinical research experience working with some of the three centers of excellence here in the US. So I have been a Fulbright scholar with Columbia University Medical Center, with Mount Sinai Hospital, with Montefiore Einstein. Apart from that, working with academia, I have been associated with some of the top 10 US pharmaceutical companies leading their clinical research portfolio. Apart from that, additionally, I'm also a special advisor and research scholar with National Institute of Health and National Science Foundations, where I work very closely with federal bodies, mostly how we can help the incubators, state-of-art institutional, to give the grant and expansion their horizons, especially how we can transform clinical research into mostly bedside applications. This is a very brief, chemical research journey, but it's very privilege and honor. I will say, when I have been selected by Professor Silva Murthy for this very, very eminent opportunities, I just promised that, we are looking to meet Amity Global Research as a 21st century center of excellence translation research. Why? Because we are mostly nested on the Northeast area, which is known for educational and biopharmaceutical hub, actually. We have all these eminent researchers, postdoctoral research programs, which is highly, highly funded by the NCI, NIH. I think, this program where Amity Global Research Center, Long Island campus, will be a bridge where we connect the biopharmaceutical clinical research alliance, where we can help our pharmaceutical people, MBA students, researchers, faculties to bring something where we need in society. So I think I will be more happy to be a catalyst and driving force to bring some eminent system biology researchers, incubator hubs, and out of institutions, not from the private entity, even from the federal government council. So we have lots of, I think, I don't know, lots of people, they agree, but are not. I think this is one of the best golden US era, especially for scientific translational research in these areas. There's a lots of achievements, lots of collaborations with some of the top-notch institutions between Indo and US, not even Indo and US, even the global era too. I think it's my privilege and honor to be the part of these all distinct gatherings here, and I'm more happy to give my faithful commitment to be the part of this journey. Thank you so much, Dr. Asim Chauhan.
Wonderful, Dr. Mittal. But Dr. Mittal, it's possible that our founder president may be listening online. Given that it's your first meeting, you can just say hello and give your good regards to Dr. Ashok Chauhan as well.
Yes, it's thank you to I think the respected Dr. Ashok Chauhan. I read the very well, drafted Amity Global Research philosophy brochures very well, where Dr. Ashok Chauhan pretty much mentions how the global research hub is going to be one of the center of excellence. A huge regards for me, and it is my privilege and honor to be the part of one of the best Amity family in the world, actually. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Mittal. Dr. Gurinder Singh, I hand this back to you. I can come back towards the end to say a little bit more to my students, but given the galaxy of speakers that are waiting, I will wait and listen and learn from our esteemed speakers present with you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Sandeep Mittal, for your address. And thank you, Honorable Chancellor, sir, for your inspiring word and motivation. Your guidance always brings positivity and definitely a sense of belongingness. Thank you so much. We move on and we now invite as moved on the session, we request Dr. Marvin to please share his thoughts, come over. We understand he has to leave early as informed by Ms. Savita ji. And so we request Dr. Marvin Kirloskar, President, Pace University, to please come and offer the keynote address. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I need to be back in New York City. But what I will just say is, first of all, that we as a university at Pace University have really embraced artificial intelligence. And I know this is going to be a topic of the panel later. But I think we believe, and I think everyone believes in education, that AI literacy is becoming as foundational as digital literacy became several years ago. The most successful people need to know how to work alongside AI. Technical skill alone won't define future competitiveness, but human adaptability will. And what higher education is doing, and I will close with this, is that we can't afford to ignore artificial intelligence. We need to work with governance and ethical responsibilities, and we also need to integrate it in all areas of research. So I will leave it to the rest of my panelists to explain why I'm wrong or why I've missed something. But thank you all for being here today, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to be with you. Congratulations.
Yeah. Dr. Marvin, you are the president of a wonderful university. We will come visit you sometime very soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Marvin, for your presence. We request Dr. Marvin to please come to the stage, and since you have to leave early, we would like to felicitate you. Please, that will be our honor. Please come to the stage, please. Amity is very pleased to confer upon a Global Excellence Award for Academic Leadership and Innovation to Dr. Marvin Kislow. Congratulations, sir. Please give a huge round of applause to him.
Thank you so much, sir. It is my honor to introduce our next distinguished speaker, Mr. Paul Gulash. Mr. Gulash is a renowned entrepreneur, business leader, an innovator with over 2 decades of experience in building and scaling global enterprise across technology, education, and business strategy. He is widely recognized as the founder and former CEO of Foxy, an award-winning AI-driven language learning platform that transformed digital English education for learners worldwide. Mr. Gulash has also worked with leading global organizations, including Ocean Group and Booz Allen Hamilton, contributing significantly to innovation, strategic growth, and entrepreneurial development. His remarkable journey as an entrepreneur and global business strategist continue to inspire innovators, educators, and young leaders across industries. Please join me warmly in welcoming Mr. Paul Gulash for his esteemed address. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. I want to acknowledge Dr. Singh and the entire team at Amity. What you're building here, connecting the best and brightest in India to opportunities everywhere around the world, is vitally important work and will surely have an impact for generations to come. So thank you for having me today, and thank you for everything. So I want to start with a quick confession. When I saw Industry 5.0 on the agenda for this event, I had to look it up. I'd heard of the term, but I was not necessarily completely immersed. And honestly, once I did, I thought this is exactly the right frame for what I want to talk about today. Because Industry 5.0 isn't about replacing humans with machines. It's all the opposite. It's about designing a future where technology amplifies what humans do best, where the machines handle the routine and humans bring the judgment, the creative spark, and significantly, the communication. So that idea is at the center of everything I'd like to share with you today. A little bit about me, why I care so deeply about this on a personal level. I spent my career at the intersection of education, language, and global mobility. I founded Voxy, as the introduction said. It was an English learning platform that taught English all around the world, from China to Brazil. Before that, I actually was selling car parts in Madrid and in Lisbon, Portugal. And I even helped start a company in Santiago, Chile in the late 90s, which was an import-export business. I've lived and worked across multiple countries, in multiple languages, navigating multiple cultures. And every single time, in every single one of those experiences, the people I watched succeed, really succeed, weren't necessarily the most technically brilliant people. They were the ones who could communicate. They were masterful communicators. So now I lead the global mobility business at ETS, which is TOEFL and the GRE. And I actually get to see all this data that supports these anecdotes from earlier in my career. So at ETS, we just released the 2026 Human Progress Report. It's a big study, global sample, recommend checking it out. But one finding in particular jumped out at me above everything else. And that's that as AI adoption rises, human communication skills become more valuable, not less. So think about that for a second. We're in the middle of the greatest wave of automation that any of us have ever seen, potentially in the history of the world. And by all estimates, more than half of all the tasks performed by workers will involve AI within 2 years. And yet, communication is emerging as the critical gap, the skill that workers know matters the most, but that they feel the least prepared to demonstrate. So AI can write your first draft. It can generate increasingly high quality code. It can analyze your data. It can summarize your meetings. What it can't do, at least not yet, and not reliably, is to walk into a room and earn trust. It can't lead a team through uncertainty. It can't negotiate across cultures, and it can't inspire people to do really hard things. That's still a human job. And I may be wrong, I don't have a crystal ball, but I think that will remain true for many generations to come. So here's why that matters, especially in this room and especially in India. 86% of Indian workers report experiencing major workplace disruption in the last 12 months. That's not a gradual shift. That's a seismic shift. And interestingly, a similar number, nearly 9 in 10 Indian workers say that they're actively building new skills to stay competitive. So to me, this says this is not a workforce that's in retreat. This is a workforce that is hungry. So India, as we all know, as one of the largest, youngest, most dynamic talent populations on the planet, and is rapidly becoming a global center for innovation, entrepreneurship, technology, etc. But here's my bet. The Indian professionals who will lead globally in the AI era will not just be the best coders, will not just be the best engineers. They'll be the ones who can communicate that expertise across cultures, across languages, across industries with clarity and confidence. I think technical excellence will get you into the room, but communication will determine what happens when you're there. So what does that mean for the institutions in this room? 93% of respondents in India told us that universities should complement traditional academic transcripts with skill-based credentials, right? We've all heard of that, skill-based hiring. 90% said verified credentials are essential, or as essential, excuse me, as workforce requirements evolve. Degrees matter. We all are in the business of doing this, right? Degrees matter and they always will, but a degree alone is no longer a complete picture of readiness. The question I think that every university needs to wrestle with right now is this: are we preparing students for their first job, or are we preparing for a lifetime of adaptation? Because those are two very, very different design briefs, right? One is about content, and the other is about capability. And that's where assessments like TOEFL and the GRE come in. I promise I won't go into a sales pitch, but not as gatekeepers, but as really high fidelity signals, trusted, globally recognized evidence that a student can communicate, can reason, can perform under pressure. In a world where AI can generate a flawless essay in 30 seconds, institutions need to know, is this person actually ready? Are they up for the challenge? So that's what we're building for. That's why we just completely reimagined TOEFL, biggest update in years, more adaptive, etc. But let me bring this back to where I started. Industry 5.0, humans and technology working together. Not human versus machine, not machines replacing humans. Humans and machines each doing what they do best. And if that's the future that we're designing for, and I would posit that it is, then communication isn't a soft skill, nice to have, it is the skill. The ability to express ideas clearly, to listen across differences, to collaborate in real time with people from different backgrounds, disciplines, time zones, that's what separates good from great in every field, in every industry, and in every era. And it's what every person in this room, whether you're an educator, an employer, a researcher, a student, has the power to help develop. So in closing, here's my ask. Don't treat communication as a checkbox on the way to a technical degree. Treat it as a core outcome. Measure it, credential it, champion it. Because the students that you send into the world with that ability, with that ability to masterfully communicate, they're not going to just find jobs. They are going to lead. So thank you again to Dr. Singh, the Chancellor, and the entire team at Amity. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kulash. We are so happy that you are here. Our partnership is very old. You started, you were supported, you were there during InBush, you are there during US conference, and we are sure it is a very, very long-lasting relationship. We are so happy for our collaboration, and we look forward for the meaningful partnership. Please.
I just want to announce there's a message that we have this program put on Amity YouTube for everyone to access it at any point of time for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we move on, and we have with us Dr. Sanjeev Khagra. Can we check? He's online. He's spoken. He's done. So we move on, and we now move on to our next panelist. May we request Mr. N. Dilip Venkatraman to please come on the stage and share his thought. Mr. N. Dilip Venkatraman is CXO Fractional Multiple Organization. May we please request you to please come and share his thoughts on the stage.
Hi. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? Students? Yeah. First, this is more as a disclosure. I should tell you a little about myself and my association with Amity. I had the privilege of knowing the founder himself in late 20th century, and then had the privilege of knowing a then young Mr. Atul Chauhan, who's now the Chancellor. And this is before 2000, right? And at that time itself, they talked about what they're doing today. This is something very fascinating because everybody talks about big plans, but this is something they talked about. And the one thing which was consistent, I think, is clarity of vision. That was an amazing thing, and I've had the privilege of seeing it eventually as a parent. My son also went to Amity in Noida. It's another story that he came back from Indiana University in Bloomington and then decided to go to Amity. And he did get the Baljit Shastri Award, and he did get the gold medal for all-round performance. So you can say I'm slightly biased positively towards Amity, and it's because of what I've seen and experienced over the last 25 years. Hence, it's an absolute pleasure and honor to be here in this event and to share some thoughts and ideas to this wonderful gathering, and especially a very high-powered panel. Now, we were supposed to do a panel discussion. Now it's become like a monologue, so it's going to be a little easier. Nobody to challenge what you have to say. Let's start with the what you call the dark side of AI first. Everybody's worried about AI, how it's going to disrupt lives and stuff like that. But trust me, for people who have lived a few decades, always the future was uncertain. At any point of time, there was something new happening. At any point of time, there was something innovative happening. At any point of time, there were disruptions. It could be Wall Street crises, it could be epidemics, it could be political upheaval, it could be wars. Lots of things always are not planned for. Hence, you do not have to really worry about the uncertainty of AI. First, because there is always going to be constant change. That's one point I want to make to all the students here. The second thing is, now the whole education business has been about trying to acquire knowledge, right? That's what students do. That's what the faculty imparts, and that cycle is getting smaller now. So most of knowledge is reasonably getting well documented, and it's available at your fingertips. So then, what is it that a good university will do? When what they want to achieve is being helped by AI and other things, then I think you have to go back to your compass, which will be there in your mission statement, in your vision, and you'll see that it's also about human values. So now is the time to also go revisit those human values and see how it is even more important to have that moral and ethical and emotional compass which is required to navigate the world of AI. And knowledge acquisition is going to change from just acquiring knowledge to now application of knowledge. How AI is actually throwing up so many opportunities for all of us which are unprecedented, that we can create new opportunities which just didn't exist 36 months back. This is a fundamental innovation which is impacting humanity. We weren't around, most of us at least, when electricity was created. Now think of a world without electricity. Some of you would have definitely seen the arrival of the internet. Now think of a world without the internet. And all you students, you're all privileged to see in your lifetime the birth of AI. This is a fundamental shift. This is a new type of an energy. If you know how to harness it, you're sorted for the next 30, 40 years of your working life. So that is something which I want to do, start as my opening comments. Somebody tell me when my time is up. Others I'll keep talking. Then the other thing is, now AI is not something which you just do chat GPT or Claude or whatever and then you're done with it. That anybody can do. So there are 3, 4 things you might want to factor in when you're dealing with AI. There are fancy words on LinkedIn, on all the social media like pragmatic AI and things like that. But the real thing is there is AI, which is fantastic, and then there is a real world. How do you bridge the gap? That's where some of our experts who are here today will talk about transformation. How do you take AI and apply to existing legacy systems, and how do you kind of accelerate that growth? And how do you do it when you're in full compliance without having any risks in terms of governance? So one of the core things which is going to be important as AI progresses is going to be governance. The better governance we have, the better AI is going to work. So hence, governance is going to be a tent pole, and it's probably going to be one of the most important landmarks of successful companies who have implemented AI. That is governance. The second thing one has to factor in when you're dealing with AI is data. Now there are reports which are available which says that for every dollar being spent on AI, you need to spend $4 to $5 to get the data ready. AI cannot operate if the data is not in place. It will collapse. And as it is, we all know that AI is stochastic, which means it is probabilistic and it is not deterministic. That is one of the challenges of AI, right? Hence, data is going to play a very important role, and how you prepare the data is very, very important. You might want to keep that in mind. Security has always been an important issue for the world of information technology. We all very fashionably come across sometimes certain things getting hacked. In fact, if I'm correct, a few universities got hacked a few days back, right? So those security is going to be a very important thing. Now, when you implement agentic AI, I'm not even talking about artificial general intelligence. I'm just talking about basic fundamental agentic AI. There are going to be new types of security threats which have not been factored in. And we all need to pay attention to that, because that is also going to become very critical. As agentic AI starts doing more and more important functions, focus on security is also going to be equally important. But having said that, all this is eventually going to become a hygiene factor and is expected of every company which goes and applies AI. So you might want to look at how you want to apply AI. And I just want to leave one parting thought for all of you in terms of what AI native thinking is. Let's start. I'll give you an example using an analogy. You know, when the internet started, many of us were around. And that time we used to call it the internet, right? And then now we call it Web 1.0. And the whole internet, promise of internet was connecting information. Then we all heard about something called Web 2.0 or Internet 2.0. What was that? It was about connecting people, right? Now, this is where it gets interesting. Almost none of the companies who succeeded in Internet 1.0 were companies which existed in a big size before the Internet was born. I want you to take note of this. None of the companies which succeeded, whether it was Yahoo, Google, any of the companies, none of them none of the big companies succeeded. Only new companies which were able to leverage internet and came in with a fresh perspective succeeded. So we can call that internet native thinking. Now, if you take Web 2.0, if you see all the companies which succeeded, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, all those new TikTok, which connected people, all of them succeeded, but none of the Web 1.0 companies succeeded in Web 2.0. Why is that? It's because about native thinking. So internet native thinking companies succeeded when Internet 1.0 happened. Web 2.0 native companies succeeded when Web 2.0 happened. So there is a absolute greenfield opportunity for all of you students to think AI native. Just think of things which couldn't have been possible 36 months back because AI was not there in its current form. And that could be the beginning of a very powerful journey for you where you not only create commercial and economic value for yourself, but you can create societal impact and make the world a better place. With that, I'll pause. Thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent deliberation. And Dr. Chauhan will be very happy to hear that you remembered him. And best of wishes to your son as well. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we move on to our next speaker, who is Chair IEEE, we have a very special message sent by Ambassador Vinay Srikant Pradhan, who wanted to be here in this session, but unfortunately, due to some unforeseen circumstances, he could not come. But he has sent his message. May I request team to kindly play the message, who's a Consul General of India in New York.
Vinay Pradhan, Consul General of India in New York. It gives me immense pleasure to extend my warm greetings to all gathered at the International Conference on Engineering, Technology and Management 2026, which is organized by Amity University at its New York campus. I congratulate Professor Gurinder Singh, the faculty, organizers and the entire Amity community for bringing together scholars, innovators, researchers, industry leaders and young minds from across the world for this important academic platform. India and the United States share a deep, dynamic partnership built on innovation, technology, education, entrepreneurship, and strong people-to-people ties. Institutions such as Amity University play a vital role in strengthening these bonds by nurturing globally aware leaders and promoting collaborative research and academic exchange. I am particularly pleased to note Amity's growing engagement in the United States and its efforts to provide students from both sides meaningful global exposure, thereby advancing educational diplomacy and mutual understanding. The theme of this conference is highly relevant in today's rapidly evolving world, where engineering, technology and management are shaping economies and addressing global challenges. I encourage the students and participants to pursue excellence with curiosity, creativity and compassion, and to develop solutions that are inclusive, sustainable and impactful. I regret my inability to join you in person due to prior commitments, but I extend my best wishes for the success of the conference and for fruitful deliberations and collaborations. I also extend my heartfelt congratulations to Amity University for its commitment to academic excellence and global engagement. I would especially urge Amity University to also focus on providing appropriate exposure about India to the American students. Thank you once again for this thoughtful invitation. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much. Now move on to our next speaker, Mr. Udit Sharma. Udit Sharma is the chair of IEEE New York Long Island chapter, and he worked with IBM. He's been a very strong supporter of Amity, and he's the one who's instrumental in bringing IEEE partnership with Amity with Amity University here in New York. We are so happy, Mr. Udit Sharma, that you are here today. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Meghna. Distinguished guests, faculty, fellow IEEE leaders, industry colleagues, and most importantly, the students who are the reason we all show up. Good afternoon and welcome to IECETM 2026. My name is Udit Sharma. I serve as a business executive at IBM Consulting. I manage a portfolio of government technology programs across the US. I'm also the IEEE Long Island Chair for 2026 to 2028. And I've been working with the Amity Group closely to get this conference this time in Long Island. I want to first of all begin with a genuine appreciation for the Amity University and the entire organizing committee, especially from Dr. Atul Chauhan, Dr. Aseem Chauhan, Group Vice Chancellor Dr. Gurinder Singh,
Dr. Meghna, and all the team members who have been here helping us, working with me late nights across the time zones to make this conference possible. I'm also a proud IEEE Long Island Section co-sponsor for ICTM, and I want to start uh, by thanking our Region 1, Region 2 Director, Professor Charles Rubenstein, Mr. Kirit Dixit, who is our IEEE Area Chair. Then I want to also thank in presence Sandy Mazzola, who's our treasurer for the IEEE Long Island section, Dr. Sai Padmanabhan, who's our chairman for the conferences for IEEE, and Rhonda Green, who has been our ex-chair for Long Island section, and who was there with us when we held this at FD University last year. So before I begin my speech, I wanted to start with ask you something. When we woke up in the morning, possibly an AI algorithm likely decided what news you read, how your phone was sharing different events that were happening around the world automatically. We were not deciding it, it was a phone giving up stuff. An automated system probably managed your traffic and also the train that you were sitting in, your flights. And if you work in cybersecurity, there were some attacks that were happening as you were going around the world. Some were being launched by AI, some were being launched by bad actors, but it was all happening in today's times. The most consequential moment in the history of technology is the time that we are currently now. The question we have to ask is, are we building technology that serves humanity, or are we simply building? We have all sorts of buzzwords we hear on a daily basis as to what's happening in the technology field. We hear terminology and terms that are being thrown at us every single, but how are all these helping humanity? That's the most important goal that everyone should be thinking about. In my work in IBM and IEEE, I have had the pleasure of working with government leaders and student chapters and students all across universities in different fields. And three forces are shaping our current world. The first has been already discussed by the esteemed panel before me. It's artificial intelligence. We are past the debate that in every state that I work in, government CIOs are asking, how do you use AI to serve our citizens better, faster, and more equally? The answer is not sometimes purely technical. It's based on organizations, ethics, the reorganization that's required, and how does it affect the humans? Is it going to take my jobs away? Is it going to help me do my job better? And it's more about trust, right? And also, how do we keep the AI systems on guardrails, making it more responsible and ethical? So it's just not about making your job better. It's about how responsibly we can focus on AI. And that's the most important questions which the CIOs has been asking. Universities are asking those same questions, that the data that is being given to the models, how they can be misused by the bad actors. So responsible AI is a very, very important obligation that we have to the world of AI. That's IEEE goal as well. How can they pursue technology forward, and how can we keep those ethics in the framework or every single model that we are implementing? The second most important change that's happening is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a human problem. It's also a technical one. We have roughly 4 million cybersecurity professionals shortage that we are currently seeing in the world right now. The shortage is increasing by almost 20% year on year. And the professionals who are coming in the cybersecurity field are only 1.5%. So there's approximately an 18 to 19% negative growth that we're seeing in cybersecurity professionals. And we have been spending a lot of time from my organization perspective, we have been doing a lot of classes, we have been doing a lot of trainings. I was a co-founder of an offering called Cyber Campus, where we were teaching students all across and universities how we can actually deal with cybersecurity scenarios, something like the CrowdStrike happened 2 years back, and how can we actually give it in a gamified experience. The students currently are studying courses and degrees that they're doing. The most important factor will be what kind of trainings are we going to give them? What kind of cybersecurity trainings are they going for? Are they going to study for 5 years and then go into the market and then start training themselves in the actual world? Or are they training while those classes are going on? So they have to be in sync with the practical world. And those are some of the areas that universities, private organizations, and public organizations have to work together to ensure that the world coming tomorrow is being trained based on the challenges that we're going to face. The last one is the most important that is not talked about often. That's quantum computing. The decisions that the organizations make now will actually affect our world starting 2030. And why I use the term 2030 is because the CNS has already brought out the algorithms for post-quantum era. Every single algorithm that you see now will, at some point of time, 4 years to 5 years, when we have enough powerful supercomputers, they will be able to be broken by AI agents or agentic AI almost without human intervention. Quantum computers, as we know, don't operate on the classical fast computing that is being used for supercomputers. A problem that takes about 47 years for a supercomputer to solve can be done in a minute by the quantum computer. Complex mathematical problems. And some of the terms that we are going to hear soon is harvest, not decrypt later. A lot of bad actors are currently harvesting all the data that is being exposed in the outer world. And that is being kept with them so that when we have quantum computers, not supercomputers, powerful enough, we can actually use them to decrypt them. So that is something we have to think about. Now, when you combine AI, cybersecurity, and quantum, it's a very complex world that we are thinking about. And all three are going simultaneously. It's not one or the other. It's not the time where things were going on cloud, okay, and we had a time frame. It's happening much faster. We had chatbots. The year later, we went into generative AI. Then we went into AI agents. Now we are into agentic AI. Almost every year, there's a challenge that's coming up. And we simply have to keep pace with it. But we have to think of these three pillars when we think about technology and what we're going to do ahead. I also want to take a moment to directly address all the students here. Almost 25 years ago, I was sitting exactly where you guys are sitting and thinking about, how technology is going to change my world, what I'm going to study, what kind of career prospects I will have. I never knew that I'm going to be standing at a podium discussing about quantum AI and cybersecurity and the world that we are currently living in. It's a very, very different world. We had just come out of the Y2K problem. I don't know if anyone knows about the Y2K, but most of my panelists know about it, right? And by the time we figure out what Y2K is, 2008 happened. And when we started out of 2008, then we had a different world coming in, which was politically very, very fragile, right? And we had world dividing itself into different regions based on technology, based on the way resources were being handled. And then when we went out of it and things looked good, COVID happened. And suddenly everything that we had built around us collapsed, right? And a different world came out. How can we have more online access? How can we make resources more accessible to people who cannot have that? That was exposed at that point of time. A lot of students who couldn't hold classes didn't have online resources to take those classes. Some of them were privileged, had them. So IEEE, we have every year we meet our elected members at the Capitol Hill in March, and we talk to them about how can we democratize resources. We have some HR acts that we have already put in the Congress as well. And this is about democratization of AI resources, quantum education, and how can we help NIST increase its funding so that these programs that are being done for all these resources and students can keep on going. Every breakthrough in engineering history, from telegraph to the internet, from microchip or the quantum, begins with an idea where someone was brave enough to present in a room like this one. I would like to address the students and tell them, be bold in your ideas, be rigorous in your methods, be generous in your collaboration. And with this, I also want to announce that moving forward, Amity is going to be opening the student chapter with Long Island section, and we will be having a student chapter that will be working closely. And these are some of the areas that we'll be focusing on. On behalf of IEEE and IEEE Long Island section, it's my honor to welcome you all to ICT in 2026. Let's make these days count. And thank you so much for all the papers and all the hard work done. And all the panelists on tape. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sharma. And while you were speaking, we were going back to 2023, when we used to have late evening meeting, late night meeting, and we were so happy you invited us in our XCOM also, and we are very confident as we discuss this time, we'll be having a member of Amity University as part of XCOM of Flower Island. So thank you so much. We move on to our next speaker. We have Professor Christopher Esconer, who's sitting there, who's with us online, who wanted to be here, but unfortunately who could not be here, and he's there online with us. He's a Vice Provost for University of Buffalo. We request Dr. Christopher Esconer, please share your thoughts. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you to all of our leadership at Amity University for having me here to discuss this. Also, thank you to our guests and students. I want to talk a little bit about some of the comments that were made from some of my previous panelists and the speakers, and how they directly relate to where we're at right now. So one thing I do want to bring up, we are in a very unique place and space in the world right now. And this is the opportunity for higher education really to work as the equalizer and the bridge between industry, education, and society. This is one aspect. If we look at the rapid acceleration of how AI took off, if you look at how we talked about the internet and 1.0 and the period of time that took, we look at what has happened really in November 2022, where it really exploded in terms of the rate of rapid acceleration of adopting technology. A little bit about myself. I serve as the Vice Provost for Enrollment Management at the University of Buffalo. I've been in the role for almost 30 years at the university, but previous to my role that I'm currently in, I served for 9 years as the Senior Assistant Dean for Enrollment Management and Graduate Education in the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, and really looking at the technology itself and the changing shift towards a skills-based economy, and now how AI applies to that. So a couple of things. If we think back to I'm going to run a parallel with you related to one of our disciplines. If we think how society shied away from hardware, and we look at the explosion of how computer science and computer programming had occurred, that aspect substantially changed. We look now with the rapid invention and innovation of AI and what has happened in our labor market. Do we need programmers? Well, you would argue we do need programmers, but do we need them in a different way? So we've shifted substantially towards skills. However, AI itself is not just a tech problem. It is a society issue. Several years ago, the governor of the state of New York identified the creation of a consortium in New York State of universities, combined of public and private universities. State University of New York system is a part of that. The CUNY system is a part of that. Cornell, Columbia, RIT, Mount Sinai, there are Flatiron Institute, a combination of universities and private money through the Simons Foundation to essentially create a consortium known as Empire AI. Our university was named by the governor as the home base of Empire AI. And why I'm bringing that up is Buffalo itself in 1901 really was the first city in the world to showcase during the Pan American Exposition the advent of electricity on a grand scale. That was really an exciting innovation at the point in time. None of us were obviously around during that period of time. But where AI now is transcended beyond technology, it is being involved and engaged across sectors. AI for the public good is what Empire AI is looking at, focusing on solving world problems, solving societal problems. And again, this goes well beyond tech. It is a $565 million investment combined of public and private money and governmental money. Our university is collaborating with some of the best minds in the world in research on these initiatives to help really take research to the level what used to take years will take a matter of weeks, if not days in some cases. We're at an inflection point in higher education right now, as there is a great deal of distrust of, do I need a college degree? Really what the labor market equalizer is on the skills side. The technology itself, Industry 5.0, is really looking at how can we in higher education, through the higher education lens, keep a very close eye on where labor is going next. By our sheer nature in higher education, many of our institutions have been very based upon what we call the ivory tower techniques. We have disciplines that don't change, they're stagnant, they're not adapting to where the labor market skills are going. And to our students in the audience and our faculty around the world, as we start to think about where employability is going and where society is going, the number one piece I cannot focus on enough is skills. And skills is really driving the labor market forward. Where AI can help us in this particular area and having this conversation is really, it shouldn't be viewed as human versus machines. It should be viewed as AI being handled responsibly. One of the previous speakers talking about putting information in AI and it being dangerous and it can be used in a poor way. I think if you look at AI being used through consciously with humans and a mechanism of being able to act as an addendum and provide good insight into where potentially the connections can be made with industry, it can have quite very positive amount of good to it. Creating efficiencies. A lot of the work that we would do that would take many years or months, shifting from programming, computer programming, as I mentioned, into the area of AI being able to do it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we replace all the need for programmers. It just means that our jobs and our skills are evolving. So these are important themes to think about, especially as we look at higher education as being able to really bring up our identity. Who are we? What are we providing? And this is really inherent in research, making sure that we're not looking at AI only in the terms of tech, how it directly integrates across curriculum from everything from not only engineering, but in healthcare, in medicine, for life-saving diseases, life-changing mechanisms. In education, exceptional education, being able to service children who would not have the ability to be able to be educated in traditional means, now being able to advance and get through and break through messaging, or in the elderly. In terms of institutions that we are in higher education, this really, the point that we're in right now in terms of looking at survivability and higher education, the questioning of a college degree, it all comes down to a lot of that being noise, but in the sense of skills. Skills for universities are the great equalizer and how we will be able to emerge. And if we adopt and embrace industry and AI 5.0, this will allow us to come out ahead and more and ready to tackle the world problems. One of the other areas that I often see that AI is bringing us together in is interdisciplinarism. At our university, one of the things we looked at during COVID was how could we do a better job? This is pre-AI boom. How could we do a better job of bringing those disciplines together? AI is doing exactly that right now, and the interdisciplinary mystery that many of our universities have tried to solve internally and externally of how we can work across silos. How can our computer science department work with our electrical department? How can our biomedical engineering department work with our physics department and biomechanical engineering? These are things that we have to think about in terms of aligning and embracing of how we're not only solving labor market problems, but also research problems. From our standpoint in higher education, we're looking at this as a mechanism also to help service students as to what those skills are most important. So to our students that are listening and the students that see this, the number one piece of advice that I can give you in terms of leveraging the use of AI and leveraging the use of technology to stay ahead is really start to forecast where is industry going. We often are trailing behind where industry is, and higher education views we create new programs. Hopefully students will come. That paradigm, especially in terms of international student mobility, which is something that's very near and dear to my heart, needs to be flipped. Our labor and our research needs to drive what our education programs are. In particular, that alignment of industry and higher education together can really be a great unifying force. Looking specifically at some of the other aspects is sector interdisciplinarism. Many times I hear from students, well, there are no jobs in tech. There may not be the same opportunities in tech that there were, but if you look at sectors, if you look at opportunities that are basically recession proof, look at healthcare, look at finance. I think it's important for students also to understand when you're observing opportunities that those opportunities are really sector proof in the way. So looking through what's out there, where you may not even imagine opportunities exist. A common mistake we often, when I was working in engineering, often dealt with is that students would all flock to the same opportunities. There are opportunities that are out there, but it is you in the driver's seat now, especially with the advent of AI, to look at where is the greatest compound annual growth rate looking projected to be? Where are we going as a global skill that is needed and desired in the economy that we're looking to enter, and not waiting for those decisions to be made when it comes time to graduate, making those decisions now, even prior to enrolling in a university or for advanced study. And again, I'll leave you with just a couple final thoughts. Where we're at globally right now, I still feel very strongly belief in that AI can be a great equalizer, but also education through responsible use of AI can also be a great equalizer. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Christopher, for your address. Audience, I'm sure you are learning.
Excellent address, Professor Connor. Wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Please go ahead.
Yes.
So please give a big round of applause to all the audience, all the speakers. I'm sure you all are very lucky. We have people from industria, people from academia who have come here, spare their time, share their thoughts with you. I am sure that this is an outstanding learning for all of you. We move on to our next speaker. May we please request Mr. Kamal Singh Butler, Managing Director, Metro Technology, to please come here. We discuss lots of thoughts, and we discuss about actuarial sciences and how actuarial science can combine with AI and contribute to the students, and how we can develop the skills of the student. Over to you, Mr. Kamal Butler. We want to listen more about all this area and how we can improve upon this area. Please, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. Dr. Singh, it's been a pleasure being here. And normally conference this long, you need coffee or breaks like that, but I've been fully attentive, making notes of all the speakers who've been here, and I've been thinking, what am I doing here among all these esteemed speakers and dignitaries? And it occurred to me that I think I may be able to connect the dots because I've been a student and I've been educator. I've been part of an institute, Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning in India. I've been involved with Amity. I've been a big fan of Amity and what they've been doing, and from business college to a great university where you produce almost 170,000 students and graduates. So I appreciate, what you've done, and thank you so much for having me. But Industry 5.0, from my perspective, I think we often hear the end of education is character, right? So the 5.0, I mean, if we have to narrow it down, and I'm shameless to copy your thought and share the same thought. When you hear 5.0, Industry 5.0, and say, well, are we already in Industry 5.0 era? That's amazing. The 1.0 where, mass production with steam engine and all that jazz, 2.0 with electricity and again mass production. Ford came into power. 3.0 with computation. Electricity turned into electronics, and the sizes of produced goods started to become smaller and smaller and more useful. And then came 4.0, which is part of big data and automation and all the jazz that you've been hearing past 20 years. And all of a sudden we are in 5.0 where AI is taking the helm. And what do we do if the end of education is character? It is our responsibility to make sure that that character is well maintained. There's a collaborative power within all the educational institutions where we not only teach, it's our responsibility. I mean, not only from the industry side, but from the education side as well, that we teach that collaboration, which is a public-private partnership, which, accelerate innovation. Because, look, with AI, you can create softwares within 48 hours. So what's happening? Software, we were just talking earlier, software as a service has turned into service as a software. So it's the whole new norm out there. And I have been a little bit about me. I've been part of a big bank called Chase for about 18 years. I worked there. Post working in Chase, we started our own practice in big data, the industry 4.0, which we thought is going to take over the world, and data is the new currency, and let's go. Everything is going to be data centric. And since then, I've been working with private equity firms, the banks and institutions. I've been visiting faculty at the Sri Satya Sai Institute for Higher Learning, as I mentioned earlier. And so the Industry 5.0, from my perspective, with respect to the specialty fields where the big help is needed, which has been like a big gap in, our responsible gap. There's been skill, gap in those industries because they were heavy math centric, or actuarial science is one of them. So in actuarial science, I mean, we've gone through building the models. I mean, in 1650, if the husband goes into a ship to do the trade, comes home, your family and the society around you, your neighborhood is rich. But if the ship sinks, then there's no insurance that gives the family anything in return. So it just evolved from there into a field where the insurance industry has become a beneficiary of a lot of our innovation in math and the models that they developed. And so the actuarial science have evolved quite a bit. I just wanted to share that this is one of the fields which has a huge gap in the number of skills that skilled labor that's there, and the number of jobs that are available. The path to actuarial science is not difficult. I mean, if you are passionate about math, you can get into actuarial science. I think with the new Industry 5.0 narrative that we have here, the responsibility that we have is towards building that gap. The cybersecurity, for example, that is another industry which is having a lot of, it's a huge skill gap where there are new areas of exploitation that's coming in, and a lot of problems that are happening with the new innovation, accelerated innovation. There's new ways that people find to fraud and do a whole lot of other things that hurt the industry in general. I mean, if there's a positive element in the industry, there's also 10 negative elements which really are there, who are pulling you down, right? So as a student, I mean, I wonder what I can share in terms of except for saying that I think being responsible, finding solutions that help others, collaborating with technologies. I mean, the 5.0 is all about human technology collaboration, right? So imagine if you can develop develop a software and application, you can replicate basically every single SaaS, software as a service, there is, using AI. So what does it mean, to the overall industry? That means that if you can accelerate the productivity, in fact, Goldman Sachs came up with this productivity matrix, which said, by 2030, $4 trillion will be saved with productivity using AI. Now, that was in 2023. In February, PwC came up with the same study of productivity matrix, and they said it'll be 37.5 trillion. So imagine where we are heading, imagine where we were, and all I'm saying is that the gap can only be shortened with your passion and your responsible execution of where you are heading. So when I started by saying education, end of education is character, it's really character building on your. So we can all present all day long about 5.0 and what quantum computing and AI mean to us, but at the end of the day, it's the passion that you have which drive you towards the next event, next item, next problem that you're going to solve in your life, including career advancement. And in that, the gaps that you see even with AI, you just have to identify those gaps and fulfill them by working in a responsible, sustainable, keeping on all those those words in mind, but actually working towards a collaborative measure where you can really combine and connect the dots from where you are to where you want to be. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Distinguished audience, we are very privileged that you have been joined by our Honorable Founder President, about whom we have been deliberating and speaking since morning, the one who has brought a new education revolution into the entire world, the one who has written the new theorems, the one who has been able to create not only the MIT group, but has contributed so significantly in the field of education. He was the one who went empty-handed to Europe, and then after spending 3 decades in Europe, came back to Asia with one mission, with one aim, that he needs to create a group which can contribute most meaningfully. Give a please huge applause to our founder president. It's about 1:45 a.m. In India, and you can see the power, you can see the dynamism, you can see the passion and commitment about our founder, that he is still listening each one of the speakers. making notes, and then he has a mission called outcome mission, out of which he will say that now please create outcome out of that. We are really honored and pray to God that your shadow of blessing should always be on all those who are personally present or virtually present across the globe. Can I request once again, give a huge applause to our founder, President Noida, request him to say a few words. We also know that one of our very able panelists has to go because he has a flight to catch. But over to you, Honorable.
And Dr. Gurinder Singh, I am very pleased to join your 8th International Conference on Engineering, Technology and Management. Secondly, if Gurinder Singh invites, how can I say no? It's right, it is much longer now after midnight, but I am very benefited and proud the deliberations which I heard. I am joining this program from the very first minute because there are other some meetings that I will go now after that because I work in any case till 2 or 3 a.m. every day. So I would say, Dr. Gurinder Singh, all speeches, addresses, what I saw, what I heard, generally I try to put the lectures in a category, but I would say each and every speech can be regarded as among the best speeches of this quarter of this century, from 25 to 50. So it was a lot of learning and everything was new, and it is also about my mission, best of the West and best of the East, because the world is changing very fast in the technology area. We have heard all these different quantum mission in triple IT, but I am in information technology and space science. All these areas we have heard. So the world is moving very fast. And what is the secret for that, where one can achieve the best at the moment? To combine the brains of intelligence and innovation all over the world. My mission for MIT is that we have a consortium for the brilliant innovative brains globally, and have scientists from all over the world in this so that we can share our views. Dr. Gurinder Singh told about our global research hub in New York. This I conceptualized about a decade back, and we are progressing it. We'll have a big campus with cabins and offices where scientists from all over the world can come and get all facilities, all staff and machinery, so that their brains can be combined with the brains of other countries all over the world. And I would say that we will meet you always when I come next time. I am so impressed from what you said. As Asimji told, this program will be put on. I have put it only on the global YouTube, YouTube, and we will send it to over 800,000 alumni and also 2.5 million present students, because they should also benefit from it. Because people can hardly conceptualize that the word is that we have all brilliant brains together, and our aim of the MIT is, as Dr. Wasim Chauhan, a product of Wharton, told you. And actually, after speaking, Mr. Shimji, you very difficult for me, because these my sons, Atulji and Somji, are brilliant in every respect than me, and they are respected all over the world. Simji came only yesterday from West Germany after 2-3 days program there, and they told Papa, we have to further extend a lot of activities in West Germany now. But I used to say West Germany because I was there 28 years. I would say that, Dr. Gurinder Singh, your program in London also I heard attended, and I'm getting a lot of congratulations from London people, professors, scientists, that what program Dr. Gurinder Singh held there, that was really marvelous and worth pursuing further. I would say that after attending this program, we will have more wider vision for America and India working together. Now, Dr. Mr. Trump has gone to China, so he has also recognized that this really, the combination of the ideas from different countries and are very valuable. I would say that to our Udit Sharma ji, that with the help of IEEE, we could make it so successful. And I am especially thankful. Dr. Gurinder Singh, please invite to your next ambush Dr. Udit Sharma ji, because I would like to have further one-to-one meeting with him. IEEE is doing a marvelous job and spreading all over the world. Dr. Atul Chauhan, our president of the whole foundation, is outside in a meeting. Actually, everybody is working day and night because 2047 we want to have India in a very higher status in everything, innovative research and management. And for that, one has to work 16, 17 hours per day. Gurinder, I must congratulate you. And I must say that we are working very closely to Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, Rice, Yale, all UPenn, Wharton, all universities of USA. And a large number of my students are studying there. There is no other, not a university left, not the from other universities, so that our people, our students learn from their scientists, and their scientists come to our country, and we have a exchange of brains, ideas, and innovative thoughts. So I would say this is very important conference, what you are having it here. Our Dr. Vita Chauhanji is among the top academicians in the country, and a large number of our students are getting awards in America and attending a large number of universities. I will not take more time. I will express my great pleasure hearing each and every address with great concentration, because at that time there was not much disturbance from outside. And Dr. Gurinder Singh, I highly appreciate you. And Savita Arora is my family member since, I think, long, long years. Savita, I was very glad to see you here after a long time. And I'm glad that you are having so much passion for the development of our New York campus. And I'm sure that this will develop. And the Harrow, New York, is also developing. Recently, the president of the Harrow from London came and visited there. Asimji attended him. He told Asimji, I've never seen any Harrow school like your school in New York. Am I right, Asimji? I think this is like that. So, great, my dear alumni, just 2 words to you. I'm very glad that you have been listening all the lectures. I will tell you, my dear alumni, that after studying at MIT, you can achieve anything and everything in life for which you will set a goal. Always think what I want to achieve. When I was in the 12th class, I told I will do the MSc chemistry, then go to West Germany, do my PhD there, and I did it. So you should have a firm decision what I want to become. And if you become very successful, you can help the humanity, help the nation, help the world. So I would say you that you just think what you want to do, and then no compromise. I'm telling it because I've done it myself. I would not dare to say it. When East and West Germany united, I told to my people there, I want to be the biggest investor, biggest takeover king, and I became there. I'm not telling to appreciate me, but I'm telling you that you have better possibility with. I did not study in MIT, but you are studied in MIT, so you are part of my team. So my blessings to you, and you can always call Asim ji, Dr. Atul ji, myself. If you sometimes think, when we heard founder president, we thought we will achieve everything, but we have come in a little doldrum. So we will tell you how to do, and you will achieve. My blessings to all of you. Thank you very much.
Very special for founder to have joined at this hour. Amazing. Just incredible. We're so grateful.
Thank you so much. We offer our greatest gratitude to our Honorable Founder President, sir. Please give a standing ovation to our Founder President, sir, who has joined here. We understand it is not easy. It is 1:30 there in India, and still our Honorable Founder President is here with us. Sir, we are so thankful to you. Our father figure, who's always there behind us, come what may, he will always be with us, standing tall for all of us, all Amitian. And so why we say we are so proud of being Amitian. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Please take your seats. Thank you. Now we move on to our next speaker. We have Professor Raj Devasagyam, Dean Emeritus and Professor, Plymouth University, New Jersey. So we request you to come and share your thoughts. A big round of applause. Yes. Thank you.
Sharma. My greetings to the audience in the room, as well as those that are joining us across the globe. It's such an honor to be here. The question I would like to address over the next few minutes is different for engineers. I'm going to focus on the end user and ask the question, what do we do with our value proposition, our brand, when our primary audience might not be a human at all? Thank you again, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, and the team that has organized this event. Thank you for your patience as we go along. I have heard so many good thoughts, and it's certainly an advantage, really, to be following such great speakers and using their ideas to spark some thoughts. My background is in marketing. It's in marketing research, it's in branding, and essentially, I benefit from if you're an engineer, from your innovation, from your ingenuity, from your wisdom in serving my customers more readily and better. I have heard things about the 5O that speak to the agentic artificial intelligence. I want you to know right off the bat, quite a few of the words I'm going to use, I really don't know the meaning of those. These are things that are evolving over time, but in my classroom, I have the advantage of being surrounded by 20 to 30-year-olds, fertile minds that teach me things as we go along. Agentic marketing is just gaining credence as we speak. It's turning into an issue for us in marketing to figure out what our marketing mix should look like in light of the agentic AI, in light of companies that are going to use AI, in light of the fact that our brands need to be built for AI. This is a challenge for marketing teams in the company. It is a challenge for customers because there is a possibility that they rely on AI rather than search engines moving forward to locate, identify, and meet brands. The chances of things going wrong in that virtual space when the two meet are exponentially high. A brand that I position as a premium brand could turn up on your search, on the search of my customer, as a value proposition that is developed with value in mind and accessibility at a lower price point. That dilutes my brand. It takes me years, decades at times, to build a brand, and it takes very little time to destroy it. Earlier on, somebody mentioned trust, communication, complexity of the systems. These are enduring and durable skills that you are going to bring to the table. The third fact is that somehow the agentic AI of the company that's creating and sustaining a brand must meet the agentic AI of my customer. So there is a three-pronged thing going on here. Back in the day, we said the bond between a brand and a customer was sacred. We went on then to say that it's really triangular. It's not just a brand and a customer, but a customer and a brand as well as between two customers. And the examples, plenty. Let me pick on one that I work with, Harley Davidson, those in the room or across the globe that have ever heard of NFL, the Green Bay Packers, these are brands that build community. Entire communities of Jeep owners, of Harley Davidson owners come together and meet together with nothing in common other than one simple thing, the brand that they share and love. It is my job as a marketer to create a value proposition that appeals to my customer but does not dilute my brand. That's easier said than done. E-commerce standards of price reduction, price strike-throughs, vouchers, and bundling and search engine optimization are not going to work. We are going to run into issues, and companies are already facing these issues. The famous model of awareness, interest, desire, and action, the AIDA model, is being turned upside down. Awareness is taken for granted. More and more consumers are going and reaching out to agentic AIs to figure out information on a brand, on a product, and the entire value proposition, really, from price to everything else. And we marketers are woefully behind in catching up with the technology that you, the engineers in the room, develop, and we as marketers must utilize. That is the challenge of the 5-0 that awaits a marketer. Let me then lead you to one next thing. It is very conceivable that customers could entirely make an agentic model that would search, express interest, show desire, buy, and actually complete the entire transaction using AI. It's a scary proposition because it leaves me and my students out of the equation. But there is a way to do this. There is a way to ensure that the customer truly gets what they want and therefore are satisfied and loyal to us. The third piece that comes in is how do I build a system that can manage all of this? That will be the next challenge of the future business leaders. The notion of an organization that's rigid, top to down, and built for efficiency does not work in the AI complex world. In this world, we are going to need organizations that are flexible, organizations that are agile, organizations that are responsible, and organizations that can think at the speed of AI. It is woefully evident to us, at least in marketing, that we do not possess those skills yet. It is the challenge of education to teach that to our students. Two authors, Jana Werner and Phil LeBrun from Amazon Web Services, are coming up with a book that's going to be on shelves very soon called The Octopus Organization. When I create a word picture of an octopus, it's a living, breathing creature that has tentacles, each independent, fluid. It is one of the most masterful creatures in nature. The picture that you have is of a bulbous head with two eyes that are looking through you to the future. And they are equating that to the organizations that are going to be needed to deal with the challenge of AI. They are mentioning the fact that the tentacles, each one of them is an autonomous being, is able to make decisions on its own. And yet, the central head makes sure that they all move in concert. That's what's going to be needed. It's going to be needed that the intellectual property that you develop, the intellectual innovation that you come up with, be utilized by us in organizations using a fluid organization that can think, look far away, and differentiate ourselves with sustainable competitive advantage that's born out of agility of thinking and agility of mind. So to repeat, AI is here to stay. Companies are going to use AI to brand. Customers are going to use AI to search for information more and more, and it's our responsibility to ensure that they see the correct information. And chances are that the human interaction would completely vanish, and from the start of research for information to the actual purchase would be completed totally by autonomous agents. In order for any of that to come true, what we need is a young breed of innovative thinkers such as yourself and such as being built by our universities, especially Amity at this point of time, that you would be willing to look forward and be part of organizations that make decisions that are meaningful, decisions that are responsible, truthful, and decisions that lead to a satisfied customer. Eventually, nothing happens until somebody sells something. We must make sure that while we are busy with the technology, we don't forget the supreme being at the other end of the chain, which is our customer. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Raj, and very well said. In the era of AI, we must not forget, and we often say there are certain AI-resistant capabilities which are much above AI, and that will always remain there. Thank you so much. And we have two special guests who are very patiently listening to all. And now we have a pleasure to invite Mr. Bill Cohen and Samantha Abazi, who are our partners, very old friend who really helped us while settling three continent program in US. They're from Adelphi. Thank you so much for helping us in setting up the entire ecosystem for three continent program. And of course, we say we are so thankful to you. Our program is successful and you have a big contribution to it. Thank you so much. May we request you to please share some thoughts on three continent program that we have.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. I'm here with my colleague Bill, and I'll just say a few words first about the Three Continent Program. I've been very fortunate to work with Professor Dr. Singh and Ms. Savita over the years, building up our collaboration with Adelphi University and the Three Continent Program. And while I'm not here to talk to you about AI, I do want to tell you about my experience with these students. We've had so many talented students come through these doors, in this room in particular. I've held many orientations here, and I have so many fond memories of the academic content we've worked with, but really the cultural exchange that we've had with these students. From my experience, this program isn't just about Amity students coming to the US and experiencing New York, but the exchange between our two cultures. It was Gaurav from the Amity team who introduced me to biryani chicken and butter chicken, one of my favorite dishes now. It was the 2018 cohort of students that taught me how to celebrate Holi. And one of my favorite pictures I have is us just covered in white clothing with all this colored chalk at the Adelphi University celebration. And so while today is about AI, I'm really thinking about that alongside these human interactions. It was Mr. Paul Golosh, who had to leave early, who talked about how critical human interaction is alongside AI. And that's how I see the Amity 3C program. And as we go into the future, AI is going to help us boost that program, make a better experience for students, but it can't replace those interactions that we've had with students and the relationships and the networking that we do together. So really grateful to be here today and hear all of the thoughtful speakers and everything that was discussed. And congratulations to all the students and those researchers and presentations that you'll be giving.
Hello, everyone. Bill Colvin, Senior Vice President at Shorelight, working closely with Sam at Adelphi. Thank you, Dr. Singh, for having us here. Thank you to the Amity leadership for having us here. It's and thank you again for bringing the conversations, really important conversation to Long Island. I'm a New York native, so really excited to be here and to have this conversation. And thank you to the panelists for your expertise and engaging us in this discussion. It's no accident that that Amity is the right one to host this conversation. They've been leading this vision from day one, and so it's been 10 plus years that we've been partners with Amity, and they've encouraged innovation across the work that we've done, whether it's through the 3C program or in some of the other innovations that we've created. We work with, in my work, we work with universities across the United States, leading institutions that help international students come to the US and be successful here. We built AI institutes with UC Berkeley, with Johns Hopkins, and we're working on such endeavors with the Amity Group. It's incredible time, and something that Paul said earlier also stuck with me. Communication, but also AI is not going to replace curiosity. So be curious, be bold, continue to explore. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, colleagues. Those who are listening to our founder and our chancellor, for the first time, and especially three continent students who are here. I'll just give you a story that how three continent program actually started. I remember it was in 1998, and those were the days when after every day we used to sit together and see that how we can create more meaningful deliberations and create models which can help the students and can bring them closer to the industry. So our founder was taking a review meeting and he called both our chancellor and I was also sitting there and he said that what you taught today was at a cross-cultural. So he said that how can you teach cross-cultural management when the students are not traveling? And then he told Dr. Asim Chauhan that why don't you create a program where first part of the program is in India or anywhere in the world. Second part of the program is in London and the third part of the program is in the US. And we started working on it. They were very strict laws, as you were saying, that now a lot of American universities are coming up in India. But those were the days when the UGC was very strict, ACT was very strict. So our founder gave this mandate, and I think that there were a lot of deliberations, and almost everyone said that it's very difficult because law doesn't permit. The founder said that if you really want students to international to understand that what it takes them to be successful, you need to take them to the three different countries. So the program was conceived. First part of the program was in India. Second part of the program was in London. I remember our Chancellor, Dr. C. Chauhan, personally going at NYU, which was our first partner, and we started delivering this program with them. And then it went from there to Pennsylvania, then to California, and then we created our own campus, and then you came up, and then you started supporting it. And I remember a meeting which happened where your founder, Tom, was there, and Dr. Singh Chauhan personally headed that meeting, and we had long deliberations, and these models were created. We're very happy that now we're working with to create similar models with John Hopkins and Berkeley. We're not declaring it yet, but we are still working on it, and how we should be able to create some more meaningful collaborations with some of the leading brands. They are still under process, we're not announcing them. But the mission of MIT under the leadership of our honorable founder and chancellor is, and all trustees and the senior leadership is that whatever we do, we should be able to ensure that the students who are coming to us from across the globe, we are able to provide them a platform which very few are able to provide them. With those words, we are concluding this session, and we will request our Honorable Chancellor Dr. Singh Chauhan to conclude the session with his thoughts, which he feels wants to share with the global community. Over to you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Singh. And first of all, I'm so happy to see our friends at Shorelight. It has been a long and fruitful journey with your colleagues and yourselves, and I fully agree with you that it is that interpersonal touch and the exchange of culture that is at the heart of everything that we have done together and will do together in the future. To the students of the Three Continent program and study abroad programs that we have, we are so proud of you. The fact that you have selected a program in which you can go and see the world, learn as you travel, find new friends, explore your own potential and your own horizons, I think makes you extraordinary. It puts you at a significant advantage to anyone, irrespective of their academic background, it's irrespective of where they are studying, in terms of what you will learn, the confidence you will gain, and really the perspective you will develop, that what impact you can have. As someone who has lived both in Europe and the US and now in India for the last 24 years, I know the tremendous amount of benefit you can derive. And when you come back, I will meet with you and we will have a cup of tea, and I will want to learn from you that what did you see, what did you experience, and what are your dreams to build businesses, to contribute to society. But the fact that you're there, I feel immensely proud of you. It makes you part of a very small cohort in the world that has seen so many different aspects of global management and engineering. And hearing from so many top leaders today would have given you more ideas, not only about AI, but also about business in general, how to be good leaders, how to be good human beings. And these are the interactions that will stick to you for life. Dr. Gurinder Singh, I congratulate you. You are sitting at your own campus in New York, and what greater pleasure can there be in life than to be sitting in one's own living room or auditorium and to say that 100 years from now, there will be students and faculty that will come through, and they will be at our own campus, and there will be generations of Amitians and Amity students of Harrow and Amity scientists that will have gone through. But they will always remember that this was the doing of one person, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, the founder, and with him an army of people who supported the vision, people like Dr. Gurinder Singh, Group Vice Chancellor, and all the other people that have been part of the journey. Sandeep Mittal now, who is online, the director of the Amity Global Research Hub, who spoke earlier and greeted the founder, as well as all the people who help in the background. Savita Arora has now been with the Amity Group for 20 years and holding the fort in New York and everything big and small on our behalf. Savita, I feel proud of you, as well as the many people like Marut and others who are online, who work in the background, but have immense importance to the vision of the group and our founder. So in closing, Founder President, you are amazing to me. Every day I learn something new from you. The fact that you dropped everything at this hour and you joined, it is touching for everyone involved, and I think will be highly motivating for the Amity students sitting in the auditorium. You're so busy that sometimes students don't always get to see you in India, but they will remember we came to New York and we heard from founder and we felt so close to him, and they have your blessings, and nothing can be more important. So thank you to all. Thank you. Yeah. Founder, you're mute, yes.
Dr. Gurinder Singh.
Yeah.
Dr. Gurinder Singh, I always say, because of you, that in the international utilization of brain, ideas and thoughts in science and technology and innovation, Amity will be number one in the whole world. And this I say only because of you. Because I know how great relations you have got in large number of countries all over the world. And Dr. Gurinder, with having Dr. Atul Chauhanji, Dr. Sim Chauhanji, and all other my trustees, we will do it. That the synergy of brain, that is the crux of the success in these areas. So Savita Arora, Savita Mehta, I'm so proud of you, and you are the boss of the our venue there, and my blessings to all of them, and especially my highest regard to all speakers. I have written now just to my SNT warriors and outcome persuaders that tomorrow onwards we will speak on the speeches what I heard today, because when I get a good idea, next minute I should implement it. Gurinder, my compliment, blessings. Go ahead. We have to be number one in science, technology, innovation, the number one in the world, and we will do it. Thank you to everybody. I'm proud of all of you.
And founder, maybe can we ask IT just to pin Dr. Sandeep Mittal?
Yes.
Dr. Sandeep, will you just come online and just say one or two lines again, greet your founder and commit what you will do for the Amity Global Research Hub?
I heard very eagerly from you because Sasimji told that you are now our Amitian, and I read your background. You have done a lot of work in these areas, and I'm very sure having you now at our Amity Research Hub, we will do wonders, and now we will invite the whole world, because I want to have a synergy of brains, and this we will do with your help, Dr. Gurinder's help, and then the multifold success is automatically to come. My blessings, we will touch Dr. Mittal. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ashok Chauhan. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. I think we will carry on, but all the best to everyone present. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Founder President, sir. Thank you so much, Chancellor, sir. We are moving on to the next leg of our session. We have concluded the keynote address, and now we are moving on to felicitation and award ceremony. Amity University is very proud to confer Amity Global Excellence Award in Technology, Innovation and Leadership to Mr. Kamal Singh Butler. Thank you so much. We move on to our next award. Amity University is very proud to confer Amity Global Excellent Award for distinguished service and leadership in management area, and we invite Mr. Dilip to take the award. To Professor Raj Devasagyan. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Amity University is very proud to confer upon Amity Excellence Award in Global Education, Assessment, Leadership and Innovation to Professor Christopher S. Kohner, who will be receiving it online, who's sitting online and he'll be receiving it online.
Thank you very much for the honor. I'm sorry I could not be there today. Appreciated the conversation.
We are very proud to confer Amity Global Excellent Award in Emerging Technologies and Strategic Leadership to Mr. Udit Sharma from IEEE Long Island. The contribution by Professor Charles Winston, Dr. Sai Padnaban, Ms. Rhonda Green, Dr. Andrew Sass for all the contribution in making this event, this conference, a real successful. We also have two special guests with us. May we request Mr. Bill Colvin and Samantha Abrazi to please come over and accept our appreciation and our thank note in form of a trophy. Thank you so much. We are also proud So if you permit, we want to launch our student chapter, the Student of Three Continent program. They have created a research compendium and we want to launch that research compendium online. If I request India team to kindly share it. And today we are launching it software. Thank you so much, all the researchers. To this, of course, Dr. Udit wanted to tell me that we want to start Long Island student chapter specifically for Amity University. Would you like to say that?
We have been discussing this for the last 2 years, but I wanted to do it when the conference is held at our Long Island campus. So I'm very pleased to announce, and I have my treasurer Sandy Mazzola here as well, who has been terrific in the support to. Sandy, please come on stage. He knows the checkbook for the reception,
Yes.
so it's very important.
Yes.
So I wanted to announce it with him. So I wanted to announce with my colleagues and here that we are going to launch the student chapter for Amity and will be on Long Island. And all that was discussed today. Sandy.
So yeah, we have student chapters with the other colleges on the island, and we support the chapters very much, and it helps the students, and the students will be happy to be a part of the IEEE world.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sandy. And I still remember he's the one who clears all our budgets. So very, very happy that you are here. And I understand you were working very, very hard with us to make it happen. Thank you so much to all our distinguished speakers, participants. Thank you for taking the time to join us, share your expertise and contribution to the important academic dialogue. Your presence enriches this platform and inspire meaningful conversation that will continue beyond these conference halls. It is not only till here. We will definitely take it forward. We would also like to thank and acknowledge the efforts of every member of organizing committee, faculty colleagues, researchers, student volunteers, supporters, staff members who your hard work and commitment made ICTM 2026 possible. We also want to thank team back in India. Without you, we were not able to make what we were able to do it. Everybody, IAD, AIBS, all the faculty members, all the researchers, everybody who contribute to this conference. Thank you so very much. As we begin this conference, let us use this opportunity not only to exchange knowledge, but also to build lasting collaboration, inspire innovation, and create solutions that contribute positively to society and, yes, global community. We hope your time at this conference is intellectually enriching, professionally rewarding, and personally memorable. Thank you so much, and we wish everybody a highly successful and inspiring ICETM 2026. Thank you so much, everybody. Please give a big round of applause to all the speakers who are here. From here, I request everybody to move outside this hall for the group photograph. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. She's coming. Thank you so much, India team. Thank you so much, Mominji. We can't close the meeting without thanking you. Thank you so much, everybody. Right.
And thank you, Meghna ji, for convening the whole show. Thank you. Brilliantly done.
Thank you so much, everybody.
IT, please close the session. Mobin, thank you. Can we close the session? Thank you.